so uniquely evil?
This guy has had it in his DNA from the first moment he went to Washington to end any regulation of money in politics. He engineered the selection of the FEC, this is the Federal Election Commission, commissioners, so that they would block basically every enforcement action of the FEC. The FEC does nothing now because it's a commission that has half Republicans and half Democrats. So if the Republicans disagree from the Democrats, then nothing gets done. They can't enforce the most simple rules anymore because Mitch McConnell has populated the FEC with people who don't believe in campaign finance rules. He has said Citizens United, this decision that said corporations could give unlimited amounts of money to independent political speaking, says one of the greatest decisions of the Supreme Court. And he said he was going to fight like hell to defend it. And when this proposed H.R. 1 was raised to him, Mitch McConnell said there's not a chance in hell this will ever even get a debate in the Senate. This man is obsessed with the idea that money should have the power in Washington that it has right now, and people who are talking about reforming it are the enemy. And so, you know, the thing about Mitch McConnell is he's actually an incredibly smart man, and he's an incredibly smart strategist. And he's been playing this game for a long time, and I think he's like responsible for 85% of the judicial structure that makes it possible for this to be blocked. There's an amazing series of debates happened 20 years ago between John McCain and Mitch McConnell. So this is when Congress was passing something called the McCain-Feingold Law, which was the last great effort to deal with this problem. It was flawed in a bunch of ways, but it was an important success. Mitch McConnell stood on the floor of the Senate and said, Mr. McCain says that the Senate, well, you can't say Mr. McCain, so the senator from Arizona has said that the system is corrupt. I want him to name the corrupt people. And McCain stands there and said, I'm not talking about particular individuals. I'm talking about the system. It's the system's corrupt. And then McConnell, almost clueless, just said, if the system's corrupt, there must be corrupt people. If there's not corrupt people, then the system's not corrupt. So the only corruption he could imagine was corruption where somebody was taking a bribe. And if that's the only corruption we're allowed to remedy, then the whole system of influence we have right now is not to be touched. But, you know, I think McCain's point was you can have a system filled with lots of honest congresspeople and lots of honest senators who never engage in bribery, but they know how to bob and weave and bend and speak and say the right things to attract the right kind of money. And that's as much corruption as bribery is. And McCain's view was we had to end it. So he was the last great Republican fighter for reform of this corrupted system. There have been many before. Barry Goldwater was an incredibly vocal opponent to the role of money in politics. But I think what we have to do is to find a way to revive that and to leverage from this president's assertion that this is a corrupt system and we have to change the system into actually building the political power to make that change happen.